Hi, Mark Messina here at Market Street, on the corner of Market and 4th Street, as we are live streaming here at NorthcentralPa.com for the Unveiling, as we are
Good afternoon.
roll here.
My name is Jason Fink, President and CEO of the Williamsport Lycoming Chamber of Commerce. And on behalf of the Chamber, we are honored to have you join us as we unveil our final statues for our Bases Loaded public art project commemorating Little League Baseball. Bases Loaded was started in 2014 with the 75th anniversary of Little League Baseball, when the first 10 statues were set here at Market Square. Additional statues have been placed since that time throughout Williamsport, and today we conclude this project with these final 3 statues. Joining us today for this unveiling are Mayor Derek Slaughter, Steve Keener, President and CEO of Little League International, Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred, Governor Tom Wolf, Rachel Robinson, and President George W. Bush. We greatly appreciate their joining us to celebrate and conclude our statues project. Welcome also to elected officials here, including Congressman Fred Keller, Senator Gene Yaw, Representative Joe Ham, Commissioner Scott Metzger, and Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott. This entire effort has been privately funded through businesses here in our community since 2014. We wish to thank FanVest, Whiteman's, and Lycoming Engines for their contributions in helping to pay for this year's set of statues. These community-focused businesses readily step forward when asked to assist our organization in commissioning these pieces. On behalf of the Chamber, thank you for your investment in our effort. Thanks and recognition also go out to the Chamber Board of Directors and its Lycoming County Visitors Bureau Operating Committee. They were the ones which provided the vision and direction and affording staff the resources to pursue this project for our community. These statues have become a great source of pride in displaying our Little League Baseball heritage to share with those visiting Williamsport. There are behind-the-scenes efforts that have gone into this project and this event. We greatly appreciate the public works and public safety teams here at the city, state, and federal level for their support. And thank you to the team at the Chamber, whose commitment to our community affords us the ability to undertake such initiatives. We were fortunate back in 2014 to connect with the artist who took our vision and encapsulated all we wanted to achieve in depicting the various elements for our statues. Matt Glenn, who is the sculptor of these works, is here with us today with his family. He has done everything that we have asked in being able to detail the heritage of Little League Baseball depicted in these pieces. Thank you, Matt. Lastly, our sincere appreciation to Little League Baseball, Steve Keener, and the team of Little League. Your commitment to supporting the values taught to the millions of youth over these last 7 decades has been transformational and life-changing for many. Thank you for setting the standard for which we can aspire to teach and lead our children through the sport of baseball and softball. Williamsport has welcomed the world each August for the past 75 years in holding the Little League World Series. We get to celebrate annually the love and passion of the youth, coaches, families, and fans for baseball in its purest form. Over the years, we have been fortunate to see wonderful examples of sportsmanship by those who step on the fields here in Williamsport and South Williamsport. There have also been a number of notable fans who have come to our community to watch those playing in this tournament. Today, we recognize those who were here over these past 75 years. Cy Young, Jackie Robinson, and President George W. Bush. At this time, it is my honor to introduce to you our next speaker, the Mayor of Williamsport, Derek Slaughter.
Thank you, Jason. My name is Derek Slaughter, and it was with great pride that I serve as mayor of my hometown. On behalf of our city and region, I would like to welcome the Little Leaguers, their families, and our distinguished guests to Williamsport. Williamsport will always remain the birthplace and home of Little League Baseball. I have rich memories of the founder of Little League, Mr. Carl Stotts, watching my friends and I play at the original Little League talking to us kids about his passion for the game, and because of him, fair play and hard work are part of our community's DNA. Today's Little League is still all about those valued principles. Little League fosters our next generation of community and business leaders, expanding their view of the world and teaching them that how you play the game truly does matter. Williamsport and our surrounding county are a better place because of Little League. The values preached through Little League are found deep in who we are. As we celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Little League World Series this year, it is truly a pleasure to be part of this statue unveiling to honor 3 individuals who had an enormous impact not only on the game of baseball, but throughout our country and around the globe. Congratulations to our honorees and their families who are here today. Mr. President George W. Bush, congratulations and thank you for joining us today. Mr. Cy Young, and we are particularly blessed to welcome Ms. Rachel Robinson, who is who is 100 years young and has made the trip to Williamsport. Ms. Robinson has carried on the memory and legacy of her husband, the great Jackie Robinson, for 50 years. It is difficult to truly express what you being here means to so many of us. Thank you for what you and your families have done to make the game of baseball, our communities, and our world a better place. I hope you enjoy your time in Williamsport, and once again, on behalf of the city of Williamsport and our region, congratulations and thank you. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Steve Keener from Little League International.
Thank you, Mayor. 75 years ago, in 1947, our program's founder, Carl Stotts, who is seated with us today over on that bench, and the leadership of the Little League program at the time, they decided it would be fun for kids to have a end of season tournament, an event which quickly turned into a national tournament. And as our program expanded throughout the United States and beyond its borders into the Little League World Series that we know today. Over the next 75 years, hundreds of thousands of visitors from all over the world have made the journey to Williamsport to watch and enjoy the best youth baseball players in the world have an experience that they will cherish for the rest of their lives. In the early 1950s, Cy Young, Major League Baseball's all-time winningest pitcher with 511 career victories, traveled to Williamsport because he was a friend of Carl Stotts. So he came here for the Little League World Series, visited with the participating teams. And in fact, when Mr. Young passed away in 1955, Carl Stotts was a pallbearer in his funeral. In the mid 1960s, just after retiring and when he went into the Baseball Hall of Fame, the iconic American pioneer, Jackie Robinson, visited the Little League World Series several times and shared his life experiences with the young players playing in the tournament. It really is such an honor and a privilege for us to have Jackie's wife, Mrs. Rachel Robinson, with us today. Welcome to Williamsport, Mrs. Robinson. And welcome to your extended family who are with us here in the front row. Your granddaughters are with you as well. We want them to feel welcome in our town as well. But also please know that your husband continues to inspire millions and millions of Little League players every year. In 2001, George W. Bush, the first Little League graduate, elected President of the United States, and a man with a deep affection for the game of baseball and that was ingrained in him by his mother and his father, he made it a priority to visit the Little League World Series in Williamsport, where he was enshrined in the Little League Hall of Excellence. We have been very fortunate, very blessed to have enjoyed a wonderful friendship with President Bush for many years, including 21 games of T-ball on the south lawn of the White House, and the President of the United States attended every one of those 21 games. President Bush, welcome back to Williamsport. I told you a little earlier, my only disappointment for today is that our mutual friend Roy Rue couldn't be with us as well. When Jason Fink called me about this last statue of the Bases Loaded project, we talked about selecting 3 notable visitors to the Little League World Series to feature in the final installment. The common denominator of these 3 men is their belief in the value of the Little League program and their willingness to support and help us grow the Little League program. So a heartfelt thank you to Cy Young, Jackie Robinson, Mrs. Robinson, President George W. Bush, and a very sincere thank you to the Williamsport Lycoming Chamber of Commerce, the City of Williamsport, and the Borough of South Williamsport for 75 years of support of our annual Little League World Series. It's now my pleasure to introduce a man who has become a great champion for the Little League program. He's the first commissioner of Major League Baseball to make a substantial and robust commitment to the future growth of the Little League program, as evidenced by the creation of the Major League Baseball Little League Classic, which we will enjoy this evening, and many youth baseball growth initiatives like Play Ball and Fun at Bat. It's really nice to have someone in the commissioner's office who has such a strong commitment to the development of the youth program. So please join me in thanking the welcoming the first Little League graduate to ever serve as the commissioner of Major League Baseball, Rob Manfred.
Thank you, Steve. It's a pleasure to be back here in Williamsport. And if you'll indulge me, I'd like to say just a word or two about our relationship with Little League. In the time that I've been commissioner, as Steve said, youth participation has been high on our list. It's a great way to grow fans, and it's the only way that you get the best athletes that make our game so compelling at the major league level. When we began our youth effort, we started looking around for partners, and Little League was absolutely at the top of our list. It's part of the bedrock of America, and it absolutely is the best in class when it comes to youth programming. If you have any doubt about that, what other under 12 competition gets 2 weeks on national television? But there's another feature of Little League that often gets overlooked, and that's its leadership and Steve Keener. Steve has done a tremendous job working with us in our efforts to grow the game. He's expanded Little League Baseball into Cuba, worked hard to expand Little League programs in inner cities and grow the diversity in our game, and even has tried to bridge a little bit of our gender gap by putting his toe in the softball arena. Because of our great relationship with Little League, we're thrilled to be back here for the Little League Classic. It's a treat for the Little League World Series participants, and it's an event that our major league players truly love. This year, we have an extra special event, and that is the dedication of 3 statues commissioned by the Chamber of Commerce here in Williamsport. Baseball has a special relationship with all 3 of the people who are being honored here today. Cy Young, statistically probably the greatest pitcher of all time. Each and every year, we honor our very best pitchers with an award that bears his name. Jackie Robinson, the most historically significant player in Major League Baseball. 75 years ago, Jackie broke the color barrier and changed America. We're honored to have Rachel Robinson here with us today. At age 100, Rachel continues to preserve and enhance her husband's legacy through her work with the Jackie Robinson Foundation and the newly opened Jackie Robinson Museum in New York City. Those of you who are real fans should put that on your agenda. It's something you really need to see. The third honoree really needs no introduction, President George W. Bush. As Steve mentioned, he was the first president to actually play Little League Baseball. I can say with certainty, he is the favorite president of everyone in Major League Baseball. And among a very tough crowd, he's one of our most popular owners of all time. It is my pleasure, on behalf of Major League Baseball, to congratulate President Bush and to introduce him for you, the 43rd President of the United States.
Thank you. Please be seated. Rob, thank you very much for the kind introduction. Steve, thank you for what you do for Little League Baseball. Governor, better late than never. It's good to see you. Mayor, thank you very much for your service. Now, oftentimes when I was president, the mayors would say, "You got any advice?" And the advice was, fill the potholes. And I want to thank the chamber as well for honoring me here. Listen, when I was playing Little League Baseball in Midland, Texas in the 1950s, never did I dream I would be so honored by Little League Baseball. Of course, in the 1950s, never did I dream I'd be president. I did dream I could play ball like Willie Mays, my idol. That dream lasted until the ball started to curve. I'm thrilled to be sharing this fence, and I want to thank Matt Glenn, by the way, for his fine work. Most sculptors make me look like Alfred E. Newman. I can't wait to see this version. Anyway, can you imagine sharing a fence with Cy Young, arguably one of the greatest pitchers ever, and Jackie Robinson? You know, I'm old enough to remember Jackie Robinson. I mean, he was about as exciting a ball player as you could find. If you really want to find out how exciting it was, Google or YouTube, one of those things, him stealing home in the World Series and watching Yogi Berra hop around like a scalded frog. As I got older, I realized the influence of Jackie Robinson. He helped change America's soul for the better. And that is why I am so honored to be sitting next to the queen of Major League Baseball, Rachel Robinson. You know, I was thinking about my time in Little League. It's a simpler time, but it's pretty profound. You know, we didn't have much grass we didn't have any grass on our baseball fields in West Texas, but it didn't matter. What mattered was there was a mound, bases, and home plate. And what mattered was enough friends to practice and play until our mothers called us for dinner. I remember the thrill of my first home run. Frankly, I don't remember many after that. But I do remember my friends. The thing about Little League is that it teaches friendship is important. And I still am in touch with some of the guys I played Little League Baseball with some 60-something years ago. I remember my coaches, Bob Ittner and Kurt Inman. They were gentlemen who taught us the rules and subtleties of baseball. They also taught us the rules of life: honesty, fair play, decency, and hard work. We owe all the coaches of Little Leaguers around the country a debt of gratitude. And I remember my dear mom, I think she had white hair then, sitting in the bleachers, keeping score at each game. This is something she started when she was watching my dad play baseball at Yale University. All the while she was dealing with a squirming 2-year-old, me. We owe our parents a lot of gratitude for making sure their kids have a chance to play the wonderful game of baseball. You know, Little League Baseball, I've always felt this, I still feel it is really important to our country. Teaches teamwork and how to set goals and how to work to meet them, and the self-esteem gained as a result of learning to play a difficult game. And so, as Keener mentioned, I felt so strongly about it, we built a Little League park on the south ground of the White House, right next to the Jefferson tree. He wasn't all that interested in Little League Baseball. We hosted games from a diverse group of teams. We brought in honorary captains like Frank Robinson and Cal Ripken and Willie Mays. We had national broadcasters calling the lineups. We had famous singers singing the national anthem. In short, we put it on big time for the kids. That's what happens here at Williamsport as well. Not only during the Little League World Series every August, but throughout the year at the Little League Museum. And I want to thank Steve and all the leadership of Little League. I want to thank you for your friendship. I want to thank you for honoring this old Little Leaguer by placing me in such esteemed company for all time. God bless.
Thank you, President Bush. At this time, I would like to ask Brindley Engel, Kobe Johnson, and Caden Raudebush from the Williamsport Area Little League to come forward to assist President Bush and Rachel Robinson with our unveiling. They're going to help pull the sheets. Pop in there too. Okay, now everybody grab a hold of one. Okay, grab the middle one. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, you guys can put those down there. Mr. President, doesn't meet your approval. All right. Matt, you're good. Okay, with that, we are done at this point in time. We do want to ask if we have the opportunity to get some photos. And then after that, we'll allow you all to come up and look at the statues. There's some very unique aspects to it. Thank you.
All right, well, that's it for now, unless we can go talk to some important people, and maybe we can do that. So, I don't know. We don't know. We'll see. So, stay tuned. Thank you for watching here on NorthcentralPa.com. Sunday afternoon on this, a very historic day here in, very historic, is that a little redundant? A historic day here in Williamsport. Just the dignitaries, and anytime you have Rachel Robinson and the former president here, this is a bigger deal than just a typical World Series. So a big day here on the corner of Market and 3rd And thanks for watching.